What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Imported Brand Experience, episode 2. Got my man Marc Steir. Steir?
Yep, Steir.
Marc Steir here from Worcester, Massachusetts. Me and Marc have become buddies since 2020.
Yeah, it was right around the
2021?
pandemic. Trying to
Yes.
remember when it was, but a couple years now.
Yeah, so a couple years. I wanted to bring him on the podcast because he is the man, the myth, the legend behind the logo,
Yes,
the
sir.
great IB. I'm so proud of it. Every time I see it, it's on my phone back screen now. So I'm really proud of it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, thank you for that. But I wanted to get you on here, man, just to kind of chop it up with you because I haven't really got to talk to you in a little while. I know there's some things that are happening in your life. That's pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
just to kind of let everybody know who you are, what you are, kind of the guy that was behind the scenes of creating the logo. And it's kind of why I wanted to get you here, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for having me. This is pretty cool. My
Yeah. So
first podcast. So it's
really,
pretty neat. Yeah, yeah, first
well,
time.
we got to do a lot more than this then.
I
We got to get you on here more. So
like
yeah,
it.
real fast. We'll talk about how we met.
Yeah, yeah. So you knew my wife Hannah Steir, formerly Hannah Kruger,
Yeah.
and you guys met at Stonehill College.
Yep. Very true.
Um, and from what I remember, I believe she she came into the living room one night and she's like, "Hey, one of my buddies from college, he's looking for a logo." Posted a description of it on Facebook, I think it was, and she's like, "Do you want me to throw your name out there?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to meet the guy, and I'm all in on the logo projects. That's kind of my passion." So one thing led to another. She connected us, and we've established a great relationship and friendship over the last couple of years. And yeah, I had a great time with the project, and ever since we've been in touch. So it's been awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to Hannah. Definitely shout out to Hannah for getting that connected because
Yep.
when I put that out there, still to this day, I have zero clue where the imported brand is heading, where any of this is going, but it's slowly streamlining into kind of what I want it to be, which is good. But
Awesome.
I mean, it all starts with the logo, and I couldn't be thankful enough for Hannah and then reaching out to you and kind of getting that kind of jump started for us. And yeah, definitely. And for me, I'm a big relationship type guy. So to kind of keep the relationship that we have and to kind of grow it more is definitely something I want to do, even though
Hmm.
we're farther apart, but definitely want to keep this going. And I talked to somebody today about you actually. They said, what did I say? I said, yeah, I was talking about the vector
Yeah,
logo
yeah.
that you said, how you
Yep.
can be as small as a thing. And I was pointed because there was a billboard right there. And I said, yeah, and the logo can be as big as that and it will
Yep.
be pixelated. So yeah, that's shout out to Hannah. That's how we kind of met. My next question is, how did you get into branding?
Yeah, I think branding has always been a passion of mine. I went to school for design, so there was no surprises there, but really
RISD?
didn't know. No, I did look at that school, great school. I went
Yeah.
to Southern New Hampshire University up in
Okay.
Manchester, New
See.
Hampshire, and yeah, I think I didn't really know where my career path would take me, or really where I wanted to kind of niche or focus my attention on, but. So I went to school for design, came out of school, and I was actually got into a job in the events industry, doing trade show exhibits, event and sporting event signage. One of our biggest clients at that particular job was the United States Tennis Association. So did a lot of work with those guys traveling the states and stuff. So that was a pretty cool gig. But I had a heavy involvement with a lot of different brands, different clients, different logo guidelines I had to work with. Um, and so, I mean, I've always been a big fan of logos and um, collecting like little NASCAR Hot Wheel cars when I was a kid. So, like all the designs of the cars and all the different brands associated with the sponsors. It's always been an interest. And so I got a lot of practice with it, meeting new people, different creatives, working on these different brands, collaborating with them, kind of seeing the ins and outs and how they were used at different events, big branding on trade show walls, signs, and all that. Um, and then more recently, I I came across a couple designers online that was like spoke to kind of niching down and what is really your true design passion. And so I thought about it, and it was like no surprise, logo design, brand identity. So I was like, you know what, maybe rather than doing kind of a broad-based freelance career on the side, maybe I narrow that down and really just focus on the things that I really like. And so that's kind of how I, started focusing on this path. And not to say I can't do all the design work and stuff, but that's my focus is all on in and around branding and doing projects with you. Those kind of projects are, right spot on. They're right up my alley. So
Yeah,
worked out.
especially because and I see it too. I see it on the hat. You got your logo. That's my
Yeah,
next thing. Got the
yeah,
logo on the hat. I need to get one of those. And then on the
yep,
back wall, like you said, it's on your wall back there. It's just logos on logos on logos.
yep,
So
yeah.
that's
So
it's
I
cool.
didn't design those. I can't take
No,
credit for
no.
that, but
Yeah, I know that.
yeah,
But
but
you
it's
did
good stuff.
design. I mean, if you go on, shout out to Mark and his Instagram page, Brands X Steer on
Yep.
Instagram. If you guys go on that, and I'll put the link in the description of this episode. But he has about some odd 15 to 20 logos that you've kind of released right now.
Yeah, yeah. So I think since we spoke, I've kind of adopted sort of a new process of designing logos, and so the logos that you see on that page were kind of all born from that new process.
Yeah.
And really, it's a process of kind of like taking my client's story and their values, taking their exact words from a brief and conversations, and turning it into a visual identity that connects most with them, and then also connects with their audience. The people they're trying to serve. So,
Yeah, I remember
um,
that. I remember that in the process. I mean, I'm thinking, I'm going back and forth. I'm like, man, this guy he's asking every question every time we get together. And I'm just like, when's the logo going to be made? But you really do a very good job, a great job of diving into the exact points of what people say, which is something that I admire is that you're very direct. And there's a lot of people in the world now that aren't really direct with, even in life, what they say, what they do, how they act. They aren't direct. Everything is kind of fluff. So
yeah.
that's why it was a great. And I haven't. There's been zero issues with what's come out of the work that you did for me, and what we're doing together. Just because everything's been direct, and I
Hmm.
think I admire that about you is that everything that you do is very direct, concise, and it's a very cool process that you went through. Even though I was like, man, I'm emailing the back and forth 24/7. How are we going to get this logo up and ready
Yeah,
and done? And I was just trying to rush through everything, but I'm glad that it took time, and I'm glad that you kind of did your due diligence and kept asking, "Are you sure about this? This is what this is. Let me put it on this. Let me show you what it would look like here." Guys, Mark does a very good job of kind of fine detailing what you actually want and what you actually need from the words that you say to him. So yeah, I definitely appreciate that, and it definitely is a very good trait to have, just being in the world and being a man in the world. Actually,
yeah. It's great feedback. Thank you.
yeah, no, that's awesome. And then so you got into that, you got into branding. Now kind of speak on the creation of Brands by Steer. Like what did you like? How did that process go? Was it? I know your love for branding. Now, what was the hey, whoever you talk to, I gotta do this. This is my next thing. I'm Brands by Steer. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah, so I'm a huge overthinker when it comes to my own stuff. I can't get out of my own way. So I just kept it kind of simple, but so it's kind of a play off my name. So my last name Steer, spelled or when it's spelled with EER, it's the animal,
Yeah.
bull, cow, whatever you want to call it. Um, and so some people might have different opinions with this approach, but so brands by steer branding, the old school way of branding cattle to signify that it's your cattle or whatever.
Yeah.
I know that could be kind of an extreme example, but more or less it's an old fashioned way of kind of how branding began. I mean, branding's been around for years and years, even in medieval times, on
Yeah.
flags and whatever else. And so that kind of just shows the importance and the value of branding, like the importance of identity. and becoming known in the world. So um, I thought it was fitting for from a historical standpoint, but also a play off my name. And then yeah, I think just diving a little deeper on that, I think the color scheme of my personal brand, Brands by Steir, is black and white because I try and leave the color up to my clients. The projects I
Yeah.
show and share, let them kind of stand out as really the best part of my work is working with the others and creating new brands. It's my passion. So
Yeah, that's pretty, man. That's pretty good. Yeah, like the color scheme. Now, okay, let's get it. Let's dive into how you work through what we talked about with
mhm.
your passion through my thought process of just kind of telling you words. How did you get to imported brand? How did you get to the I and the B connecting, and then the color scheme? How did you get to that point?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to my refined process, and it's kind of adapted and changed a little bit since we worked together, but more or less it's the same. And really, it starts with a brief or conversations between me and the client, or in this case, me and Nate. We talk about, I have certain questions in there that kind of dig into what the business model is, what that individual's values are, what their goals are for the business, and all that good stuff. And then what I do is I have a one-on-one call to also put a face to the name and hear them describe it too, not just have it in writing.
Yeah,
Um, once I get to that point, I look back in a brief and digest it on my own time, put it into a word map. And the word map helps me kind of pinpoint the key terms or the key words that, should be linked to the brand. And those kind of start giving me some visual cues on how I can kind of bring it into something a little bit more concrete and visual. And for imported brand, you talked about a sense of fellowship, community, bringing people together, especially from all around the world.
yeah,
You wanted it to be bold and impactful, easily recognizable across different platforms, and not so much focused specifically towards football, but being a little bit more universal. So
definitely.
um, this particular mark, we made it, we definitely made it bold and simplistic.
Yeah,
And as far as how the letters kind of come together, they're connecting. So it's like bringing two entities together, a sense of belonging. They fit well. It looks like it fits well. And then the color scheme behind it, kind of adding in a little bit of warmth and light, I guess you can say. Just kind of key principles that you would hope to find in other people. And yeah, so I mean,
yeah. I
it
think
all came
that,
together.
and I think that what you said just now, the words that you said, um, to me, sort of. So I wanted the brand to be for everybody else, but I think what I wanted to do was kind of, and I hope this isn't like selfish to say in a way because I'm not a selfish person by any means, but being that bold, interconnected light for people, that's what I wanted to project to people so they could project it to others.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what words that you just said all just kind of mushed in my brain into what I just said. But yeah, I think you did a great job of that. I mean, it's on my phone, man.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
we're putting like I said, we're trying to get hats, sweatshirts, all that. We're working on that stuff right now.
Yeah,
You're definitely gonna get it, but I just want to thank you honestly for that and taking the time to kind of go through it and work through it. And what were some when you were going through it? Because I know we had a bunch of trials. Do you, when you're branding, when you're creating a brand for somebody, like a brand logo, is there times where you just make something and say, "Oh no, this is trash. This isn't it."
yeah.
But then
There's
I was gonna say, but
yeah.
then is it like you show it to the person and they're like, "Oh, this is what I definitely wanted."
Yeah, so I don't think I would ever show someone anything that I'm not comfortable with myself. And like if it's just not checking any of the boxes, then I kind of go back to the drawing board. But I learned something design school that one of my teachers said to me. It kind of stuck with me, and they kind of excuses the expression, but it's like, as a designer, you got to have a good bullshit meter. You have to know
Yeah.
when to pull back, like when your work just isn't going to cut it versus just throwing it out there. Um, and kind of understanding, like, does it check the boxes that you're striving to check? And if it does, then I share with the client and propose it to the client. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of that in the process, a lot of back and forth, a lot of battles
Yeah.
with myself, like, this going to work? Or if I come up with multiple concepts, which is the stronger of the two.
Hmm.
I only like to present one at a time. And the reason for that now is,
That's what it was.
yeah, I think it's challenging and it's distracting on both ends. I think, if I focus on one mark at a time, I'm putting all my focus and energy into that one concept. And then when I go to present it too, it doesn't become, it kind of avoids the going down the line of trying to combine the two concepts together when, pieces from other concepts might not work together. It simplifies the process a little bit, and then it enables you to kind of really identify what's working and what isn't working. If it's not an all in, yes, this is the logo, and then you can kind of backtrack and make revisions from there.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because it makes perfect sense to why. I mean, I want to say the timeline that we started was probably September to maybe January, December.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's about right.
it was about that.
Yep.
And for me, it was in my mind. It was, yeah, it's what's going on. When am I going to get my logo? But as time went on, and I got to see, okay, we're really working through this, and then the finished product where you can look back on it, and I can say, yeah, this is me. This is kind of Marc did a great job. Brands by Steir did a great job of putting what I have in my mind onto a logo, onto a piece of paper. Yeah, again, man, thank you for that. And now
Yeah.
kind of just, I wanted just to ask you is just what's going on in life? I know, right. So you have a newborn on the way.
Yeah, we're expecting a baby girl in June, so that's going to be a bit of a change. Very excited. It's crazy.
Are you scared?
Not scared, no.
I don't know if scared is the right word, but well, I'll be scared.
No, I'm excited. I have some younger sisters, so kind of growing up and seeing them grow up as well. I think I've kind of adapted to that a little bit. I know it's still entirely different, but I don't know. I'm very excited, so
Yeah.
looking forward to it. But it'll be a big
Uh,
change, no doubt.
yeah, that's congratulations on that. That's a blessing in itself.
Thank you.
I mean, just to have a family and create life. That's what I'm a hopeless romantic man. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking
Yep.
for the one, and then the baby, and then Brands by Steir logos on them, and one day, man, one day. How's
Yeah,
so?
yeah,
And you also big sports fan,
yeah. Huge.
right?
Yep.
Big sports fan. What are some of your favorite sports activities that you like to kind of watch, indulge in, do yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So big Patriots fan, big Bruins fan. So
Ooh.
hockey and football are my two big things to watch. And as far as participating in sports, one of my buddies actually really helped me learn how to skate. Probably, I don't know how long it's been now. It's probably maybe close to 10 years now that I
Mhm.
actually took on ice hockey. So I've been playing hockey and been playing ever since. So that was a huge change back then, and one of the best things I've learned, I think, in my lifetime. I have always been a hockey fan, and now to be able to play it is
That's
pretty
pretty cool,
cool.
right? Yeah.
Um,
So
and
you
then
so you understand how hard it is when you see NHL and AHL and all those guys trying to play and all that.
crazy, yeah, whole new respect for those guys. It's nuts. I don't
Yeah,
know how they play at that level on ice.
your first time skating, did your thighs was on fire?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
feet, ankles,
everything's
toes.
on fire.
Yeah,
Different,
it's
right?
just different burn.
I heard that hockey players sometimes they'll slit the webbing of their toes and put in tobacco or snus.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's true, but that's what I've heard that before. So
Yeah,
and I
I
was
wouldn't
like,
be
that's
surprised.
crazy. Yeah, I heard hockey players a little different, especially when they don't have any face shield and they
Yeah,
just.
yeah,
I'm like, wow, one
yeah.
one
No,
bad puck.
I play with a full cage, so I don't have to
Yeah,
worry
that's
about
what I'm talking about.
that.
That's my guy. We're protected.
Yep, yep,
Guy. So man, that's good. And so big hockey fan, big from New England, from
yep.
Worcester. Were you born and raised in Worcester?
I was. Yep, yep. Been
Born
here
and
my
raised
whole
in
life.
Worcester.
Yeah.
See, now Worcester for me is northwest, kind of from Attleboro, northwest.
Yep, yep.
It's how is Worcester? I know they just brought over the Paw Sox. We were there
Yeah,
before. How's
yep.
that? Have you been to that stadium yet?
Yeah, it's a beautiful stadium, and they do a great job at bringing in all local brands. So they've got like local breweries, local eateries.
Oh, really?
So it's really cool. They don't have like so much chain restaurants and things
Yeah.
inside the park. So it's really cool. You can get Coney Island hot dogs. You've got Wormtown Brewery in there. You got Polar seltzer water. So all
Wow.
things Worcester. They did a great job kind of integrating into the community.
That's crazy. So that's pretty. Yeah, I didn't even think about that because usually when you go to a sporting event, it's Pepsi, Coke,
Yeah.
all that stuff, and that's pretty
Yep.
cool. They brought in Budweiser, Bud Light.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they probably have those, but no, but that's pretty cool that they integrated Worcester and the surrounding towns and cities. That's kind of dope.
They did a great job. Yeah.
The park's pretty cool too, huh?
It's super nice. It's state of the art. They've got just a lot of great things for like the kids and everything like that. It's just a really nice park, really nice layout.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. So real quick too, I got a round robin. So it's like a 7 quick draw thing that I do.
Okay.
And I ask you 7 quick questions, just like
Okay.
speed round,
Just try and rapid answer.
rapid answer.
Response.
So ready? Talking or texting?
Talking.
Now why? So it's not really
Uh,
quick spot, so you go respond.
Yeah, if you ask my friends, they'll tell you that I'm terrible at texting. I'm just bad at responding. I've gotten better, but yeah,
Yeah.
talking is more personable and you can take it farther, I guess. So much rather a
It's
conversation.
way easier too. I could tell you
Yeah,
something in
yeah.
5 minutes than text you for 2 hours.
Exactly. Yeah.
The way of the world today, man, is nuts. Nickname your siblings or parents used to call you.
I got Marky a lot. Yeah, that's probably the big one. Marky.
Marky, normal.
Yep.
All right, Marky. I will stick with Mark. If I had to give you a nickname, I'll probably just call you Marcus.
That works.
But-
Whatever works.
Okay, another one. Favorite holiday and why?
I love the 4th of July. That's the first one that comes to the top of my mind, just because it's summer, the smell of fire, you got fireworks, good eats. Yeah, you don't have to deal so much with gift giving or anything like that. It's just very simple, enjoying company and being outside. It's usually a pretty good time.
That's cool. Now, 4th of July. Yeah, that's all right. I could do without the fireworks, but I'll eat all day. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
All right, next
Absolutely.
question. What do you never leave home without?
Keys, phone, wallet.
Phone, wallet, keys, phone. Yeah, we say same thing. Phone, wallet, keys. Everybody got it.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Hannah would
Good.
laugh because I'm always checking my pockets and I'm always saying that before I leave the house.
Now, okay. Side note, pause. Where do you put your phone at? Because I've been reading and listening to all this stuff. Where do you put your phone at when you have it?
Right front pocket.
See, they said keep it out of your pockets, man.
Why is that?
There's a lot of studies because your phone is always on.
Yeah,
And I found this out too, is that your phone is always signaling there's radiation and whatever and da da da. They say keep it away from your genitals, men.
yeah, that's a good point.
They
That
say
is a
keep
good
it away
point.
from you. But you, hey, proof is in the pudding. We'll leave it at that.
Oh,
We'll leave
yeah.
it at that. Now, have you ever been abroad? And if so, what is your favorite country?
Yeah, that's a great question. 2016, I did a quick Euro trip. It was across 2 weeks, so I hit a lot of countries in those 2
Yep.
weeks.
What countries?
Austria, Czech Republic, Italy, Greece, Netherlands, Germany. Um, I think that covers them all. I would. It's tough, man. It's tough. I um, I think Prague, Czech Republic, was my favorite. I think
Ooh,
that was my favorite. Yeah,
really?
yeah. The only trick with that trip though is that with so many different countries, I didn't get to spend a lot of time in each. I think that the point of that trip was just to hit as many countries and see as much as I could in that period of
Yeah.
time. So I'd love to go back and really explore, and that might change my mindset. But from what I saw, yeah, I think Prague was my favorite.
Did you learn any foreign words?
No, it wasn't great. Crossing borders, we stopped at a rest stop. I think going into Germany, or was it Austria?
Yep.
And I had to go to the bathroom so bad. Long bus ride. I run off. I run at the bathroom, and some lady's screaming at me in German. I'm like, I don't know
That's
what she's saying, but she's
that's how
clearly
they
upset
are.
with me. And then I like tried ignoring her and just going in the bathroom, and she like got up and like came over and like tried pulling me out. I'm like, what is going on? And she points to a sign. I didn't know you had to pay to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
I'm like, what is that? And
I
then
knew
of
that was
course I didn't
coming.
have any currency on me, local currency, and so panic mode. I was asking friends that I was with, to spot me. Oh, it's a mess. But so yeah, that was an interesting moment.
That's man. That's I'm glad you got to experience it. I'm glad you got to experience Germany. What I go
Yeah.
through, that is probably one of the worst things in Europe is that having to pay to use the bathroom,
Mhm.
especially when it's like that. For instance, when you're at a rest stop and you really have to go, I'm just trying to get out and go. I'm not trying to worry about paying 50 cents to pee or take a dump. Like I'm not trying to. Yeah, I don't know why they do that, but some weird stuff out in your Germany, Europe that they kind of hold on to. I wish they would get rid of it. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I get good with all the restaurants that are around the area.
There you
So I
go.
know I can say hello, pop in. Oh, toilet real quick. Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead. Telling you,
Well,
man.
you must be a local hero over there.
Oh shoot, I'm more of a I'm like a Z-list celebrity. A Z-list celebrity. Shout out to everybody that I've ever come across to in Europe. Um, love all of you. Love all the store owners and restaurant owners. You guys have been amazing to me. If I could give you back 10 times, infinite times what they've given me, I mean, it'd be tough to do. Next question is, who is the most influential person in your life?
Oh man. Um, there are a lot of people. There are definitely a lot of people. I think uh, to kind of keep it even, I'm gonna give you a quote from someone. He was a former Olympian, I believe, Bill
Yep.
Toomey, track and field Olympian. Um, but anyways, this quote has meant a lot to me, and it's there's no one magic move or secret that creates victory, but lots of little items that, when added together, can make you victorious. Um, and I think it really applies to everything. It's whether you're training for something, or you're building a business, or whatever it may be. It's every little detail of just showing up matters and counts towards that overall goal. It doesn't have to be a massive accomplishment
Yeah.
checked off every day. Just little bits at a time.
Yeah. Say that quote one more time.
Yeah, there's no one secret or magic move that creates victory, but lots of little items that, when added together, can make you victorious.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, when you do all the little things right, then the big thing will be, you'll see the big picture at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. That's pretty
So
cool.
I don't know too much about Bill Toomey, and I should do more research on him, but I came across that quote years ago. It stuck with me ever since. So
That's pretty good. Man, you doing good? You got
yeah,
joy?
yeah, man, yeah, a lot of good things going on. Um, Hannah's been a huge influence on me. She's got me into running and really pushing myself to break
Whew.
boundaries. And I
Man,
just got a bib to run Boston Marathon last week, so I'm training for that right now. Um,
More
trying to
power
get
to you.
trying to get that trying to get that done before the kiddo comes along, and I shift my focus a bit. But yeah, a lot of good things going on right now, so it's been good.
That's good to hear, man. That is very good to hear. Last but not least, um, if you have any, how do you say this? I can't think of the word. If you have any, you know what I'm trying to say. If you have any, not info to, what's the word? I can't think of the word. I'm
Yeah,
blanking out.
like kind of
No, not
promote the
promote. Uh, bro, I have drawn a blank.
wisdom or
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. That's what it is. If you have one piece of advice for any, there it is,
yeah,
advice.
yeah, yeah.
Have one piece of advice that you could tell people listening and just anybody, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I think over this last year, and it kind of builds off of the quote we just talked about. But um, I think every day, whether it be on social media or anything else, a lot of the folks that I've been listening to and doing sessions with, and logo courses and whatever else, it's all been kind of the common theme of, don't bite off more than you can chew. Just take it in little bits at a time. And God, we put so much pressure on ourselves to, have everything figured out in a day, and that's just not the way it works. So, and it's something I'm still working on myself, but yeah, just trying to take it slow, take it one bit every time, and the most important part is just showing up for yourself. If you do that every day, then the rest will fall into place.
Definitely showing up for yourself. That's a big thing. That's what a lot of people got to do. Show up for themselves and put all the negative stuff to the side
Yeah,
and start focusing on themselves.
yep, for sure.
That's good.
So, yeah, man.
That's good, man. So, Matt, you got anything else?
No, I think that covers it, man.
That covers it. Well,
Yeah,
man, thank you. Hand clap. Thank you for everything that you do and still do. Thank you for
thank you,
thank you
thank
for the
you,
man. Thank you, Hannah. Shout out to Hannah. Hopefully,
thank you both.
Hannah sees this. Thank you, Hannah, for being that key. God put you there for a reason. So thank you for being that little note to Marc and kind of put this thing in motion and to leading up to here to Marc's first podcast and me
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get this old rickety thing off the ground. But man, thank you for being a part of it. Honestly, trying to get it off the ground, like I said, and I just hope that people listening to this, they hit up Marc, hit up Brands by Steir if they ever are in need of anything logo wise.
Yep.
I'm the first advocate to say if you need anything branding or logo wise, this is my guy. Go to him. He'll
You've been
get
a
you right.
huge advocate, so thank you
Yeah,
for that.
he'll
Thank
get
you.
you right for real. And yeah, man, just once again, thank you. I love you. Thank you for everything that you do. Appreciate you. And I always end with I love you. God loves you. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, likewise, man. Love you too. Appreciate everything you've done.
All right, brother. Thank you. And everybody else, ciao, auf Wiedersehen. Have a good night, good morning, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, have at it. And like Marc said, do the little things,
Just got to show
lead
up
to
for
the big
yourself,
things. There you
for
go.
sure.
Show it for yourself. That's it. All right, everybody. Ciao.